Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So on this channel, I've made it part of my mission to warn about grandfather clauses. They are grandfather schemes because they can always be overturned. We've seen this happen in California. We've seen this happen in other states where they say, it's okay, you'll be able to keep what you have. We have a grandfather clause. And so some people are kind of pacified by that. Well, then later on they come down the line and they say, well, we're kind of changing our minds about the grandfather clause. We're just going to go ahead and ban whatever's left. Well, it looks like we have another instance of that, and we're going to talk about it today because it's a pretty big deal. This video is sponsored by Arms Directory, which in my opinion is the best Second Amendment website on the internet today because it is the Second Amendment without censorship. You can go over there, you can create a profile, you can upload the videos and stuff that you just can't see here on YouTube anymore. You can upload photos and talk about your guns and different stuff that you enjoy, and you can create groups and get people together. Plus they have a marketplace for everything Second Amendment related. Get into those trades, get into the marketplace. Arms Directory is absolutely the place that I would go. As a matter of fact, I have a profile that you guys can check out over there. Follow me for content that you just can't see anywhere else on social media. So again, check out Arms Directory, and thank you very much for sponsoring this video. Let's get to it. So it seems like these days, every time there's a ban, whether it's a ban on ARs, ban on mags, or whatever else they're trying to ban this week, there's always some type of grandfather clause that's written in. The grandfather clause says that as long as you own it prior to the effective date of this new law, you can keep it. And so people go out and they rush out to get as much of it as they can prior to the ban actually taking effect. Then later on, the government decides, you know what, we change our mind. We're going to go ahead and rescind that grandfather clause, and we're just going to ban everything outright. So just like in California, that seems to be the case now in the state of Connecticut, where Governor Lemont has said, and he's mentioned this multiple times during his campaigning, said that he wants to get rid of the grandfather clause in that state. Why does he want to get rid of it? Well, remember, the grandfather clause is written in there by the politicians. They're the ones who actually put that in there, and they're the ones that, do all the voting and make the deals, and then once everything's finalized, it gets passed and then signed by the governor, right? So the governor of the state has to approve that with that particular clause in there. But Governor Lemont says it's a loophole. So he said that while they banned things moving forward, they banned ARs moving forward, the fact that people were still allowed to keep them is somehow a loophole that needs to be corrected. So it looks like there's not too much support in Connecticut for something like this right now, which is great, but the governor has a lot of power, and a lot of power to sway people's minds. If you are in the legislature and you want to get your bill signed by the governor, you might have to give up some stuff that you didn't maybe want to do before, like getting rid of the grandfather clause. That's just the way that politics works. He wants to get it done anyway, even if he doesn't have help from the legislature. He says, I quote, "If I don't try now, who will try?" And he says here in another quote, "I think it's a loophole that makes our society here in Connecticut a little less safe." But it's not a loophole. A loophole is a workaround where you take the existing law and you find something that's missing, something that's written poorly or maybe too vague, and then you can kind of work between the lines in order to make something actually work out. This grandfather clause was written directly into the legislation that was then passed, sent up to the governor's desk, and signed. So it's not a loophole, it's the law. Now, in my opinion, the ban itself, the original bill, the original law is unconstitutional. Now, and that's just not based on my opinion, that's based off of precedent set by the Supreme Court. So we know that they can't do what they've already done, but trying to further expand on that and say, hey, we banned things from coming into the state, we banned anything moving forward in the future, but now we're going to go back in time. We're going to go back to when this thing started, and if you owned anything prior to that, we're going to go ahead and make you turn it in, get rid of it, destroy it. Basically, we're going to relieve you of your privately owned personal property that is 100% legal. We're going to go ahead and we're going to change that. To me, it just absolutely highlights the fact that grandfather clauses are nothing more than a pacifier or a smokescreen to get something passed. So when you see those, they're not finite, period. This is something that can always be changed. So I just wanted to warn you of that, let you know what's going on over there. And again, this, they're trying to get rid of the grandfather clause in Connecticut. And if he doesn't get support from the legislature, he's going to find another way to do it. Because like he said, if he doesn't do it now, who else will? Well, hopefully nobody, because it shouldn't be done to begin with. So anyway, again, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you all, and have a great day.